Hi, I'm Carl Schilling, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Advocacy Network, and I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. Everyone in earshot today is a member of the Harbor Insurance Group through Jim Ashley. I want to thank Jim for inviting his people and potential agents he would like to recruit into our organization. So today, real briefly, let me tell you first, the Advocacy Network is an organization founded almost 7 years ago. To date, we've saved people over $7.5 million. And now basically our entire focus is to eliminate all forms of financial victimization. And we do that through providing awareness, creating financial literacy education, and that's always free, by the way, workshops. And then lastly, helping people attain financial independence. And today, that's what I want to talk to you about, because you are in the field of helping people attain financial independence. So I'm going to show you what a problem exists and the solution that can lead to you getting paid to prospect, creating unlimited referrals, exponentially growing your insurance, life insurance sales, annuities, whatever else you're doing within your portfolio, and dramatically improving client retention. All of this done through cross-sells and upsells, as opposed to using life insurance and annuities as a direct approach. Okay, so before I get started on that, real quickly, I was moved into a new home, and we were building my office, and I found something the other day for you baseball aficionados. For those of you who are not familiar with my background, spent many years involved in baseball professionally, all the way down to the amateur levels. But what I found, again, was, if you're familiar with the date, October 3rd, 1951, those of you might know this is the famous shot heard round the world. This is Bobby Thompson's home run to win the pennant. And this tape recording was of the pirated radio broadcast. It wasn't broadcast across the syndication. So Russ Hodges, who was the giant announcer, they did really was a pirated broadcast. So, but historically, the famous call is, the Giants win the pennant, the Giants win the pennant, from Russ Hodges. And that really wasn't even the regular radio broadcast, because Red Barber and the Brooklyn Dodgers had the regular radio broadcast that day. Anyway, for baseball aficionados, it's a lot of fun. So let me get started here today at the real reason that we need to look at things. And basically, we want to talk about, again, how to get paid to prospect, how to create unlimited referrals. This is a 100% referral-based business, which can lead to a 7-figure practice. So I want you to see the first problem. Okay, here's the normal condition that people live under. And we're talking the middle class. We're talking anywhere from 75,000 family income upwards towards the 250, which would be the so-called mass affluent side. But here's the deal. People continually lose money into their future because they don't understand debt. We live in the richest nation in the world, but at the same time, we have the highest rate of financial illiteracy. And much of that is because people are totally illiterate when it comes to debt and understanding the proper use of debt, why debt really is good. And it's not about just eliminating all debt. It's about really not paying the mandatory amount of interest necessary so that you have those dollars for future uses. So anyway, what we want to show you here is that this loss of future dollars seems to be the normal condition. People all work, they earn, they spend, they borrow, and they pay. And it's in the payment cycle that people lose money into the future. And I'm going to show you how that normal condition can be changed, and you can have a massive impact in that. So the preferred condition, now 95% of our society reaches the fourth quarter of life, that wonderful golden years. They end up either dead broke, or at best financially dependent. That means they're dependent on others, loved ones, friends, institutions, organizations, church, or worse yet, at worst, the government. So they still work, they earn, they spend, they borrow, but the 5% are financially literate enough to understand that every dollar saved into the future, not today, But every dollar not spent in the future on the payment of interest is going to earn interest for them. Because really, there's only two things you can do with money when it comes to interest. You're either going to pay interest or you're going to earn interest. And the secret here for the 5% who reach financial independence is they earn interest. They don't pay it. So the first step that we're going to talk about today is simply a money management software called Prospio. This is what you would use as your door opener. This is how you will gain access on a friendly basis into a conversation that everyone wants to have, totally discussing financial independence. The company that has generated Prospio and is marketing it now is Trivesta. So what we're really going to show people is how to make their money work for them. Again, how to get their money to earn interest versus paying interest. So that solution, Prospio, is going to overcome what I like to call, remember, we told you at Advocacy we want to eliminate all forms of financial victimization, but the most prevalent financial victimization today is amortization. The average American is being robbed of any opportunity for financial independence because the banks, the credit card companies, the lenders, anyone involved in capital and anyone involved in lending that capital out to people, which is really your money. It's just your money from the future. It's not the bank's money. It's just that they have the capital available presently, but you are borrowing your future earnings, your unearned income from the future. You're bringing it forward. So the payment for that is called interest, and interest payments consume those dollars which you could be using for financial independence. So at the end of the day, what people do is they simply compound losses. Now, Prospio is a money management software which is simply going to help people understand through an automated process how to pay as little amounts of interest as needed. So they're going to be able to redirect those dollars in the future to wealth accumulation for their own financial independence. And this is the only way to reach financial independence. Without this first step, there can be no financial independence. So all the other solutions that you provide, which are wonderful, life insurance, annuities, retirement planning, everything that you provide is not going to get the job done simply because the continuation of losing money into the future. So all Prospio is going to do is redistribute people's money to show them how to use it differently. Now, it's a software program that's going to do the work for them. They simply need to follow directions. They're going to save interest payments over time. And then they're going to be able to put those savings to work for themselves and have their money earn money. So their money is going to earn interest, the so-called magic of compound interest. Now, if they stay where they're at and they do the normal status quo, which most people tend to stay in because it's comfortable, they're going to pay their bills just like every normal citizen does. They feel they're doing the right thing. I pay my bills on time. I'm a good citizen. I go to work. I pay my bills. They're going to continue to pay interest. And through so doing, they're going to lose money because those interest payments are a loss of dollars that they can't use for themselves. They're going to stay in this vicious cycle, which is going to lock them into remaining financially dependent. So your clients, your prospects, all of them, and even you and I, we are allowing our money to earn money for the banks, the merchants, and the credit card companies. And all we're doing in that sense is they are earning, their money's earning interest, and it's compounding. So we, in essence, are compounding our losses. There's no way to reach financial independence by compounding one's losses. Now, there's no guesswork because we can see what's happened with the history here of Prospio. And verified in this study of about 4,500, almost a little more users to date, you can see on your left, you have all the numbers. You have the average mortgage numbers, you have the average interest rate, the average payments, credit card debt, all other debt, okay? By the way, most of that other debt is in auto loans. Really kind of frightening. Then you have the average total debt and their average income, and what they have after left over in discretionary income. Now, that's a big portion when we get to talking about cross-selling and what it means for you and your business. But remember, this software is going to show you discretionary income. So the average user results have proven that people will save, on average, $102,360 in interest. Okay, the average savings in the first year is over $11,000, and in the first 6 months alone, they are compounding $6,000 plus in savings. Now, the average time to pay off the debt is about a little under 18 years. So that's instead of taking 30, they're taking 18. And the average time until users are totally debt-free is somewhere under 11 years. Now, the projected average wealth, which would be accumulated, that's just at 1%. This just means the dollars that one has not used to pay interest, and now they're using that debt service money when it's freed up. They're using it to accumulate their own earning interest, is a little over $500,000. And lastly, what's really important, which I think really helps for credibility, is Prospio won a Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year award. And certainly Ernst & Young, by putting their seal of approval and stamp of approval on it, they would never do this if there was a software that did not work. So you can feel very comfortable and have some really great credibility. I put this slide in for a little bit of a crossover because many, many times we hear about the tax savings, and because of that component, people should not give up their 30-year mortgage and pay off early. But let me show you a little bit about why that's a myth. Now, that is not mythical in the upper 3% of income earners or the people who have jumbo loans, the people living in million-dollar homes. More than likely, they do get some serious tax advantages that might make sense for them over time based on their income, based on their inability to limit and minimize their taxes. It may make sense for them, okay? However, for the average person in the middle class in, say, a 20% tax bracket, it does not come out to any great advantage. It's still a loss, and I'll show you why. A $200,000 mortgage based on a 30-year mortgage at 4.5%. At the mortgage burning, that wonderful party, when everybody burns their mortgage, they will have paid $164,813 in interest. Now that shows a total outlay, interest plus the $200,000, of over almost $365,000. Okay, so they bought a home for, say, $240,000. They had a $200,000 mortgage, give or take a 20% down payment, and they paid $365,000 for that home. So that shows you the asset, the base on the asset itself is very limiting. It's a loss. But now let's look at the tax savings. It's approximately $1,100 a year, and I did it for 30 years. The tax savings does not exist for 30 years. In year 19, about that time, it really diminishes to next to nothing, because starting in year 19 and a little later, those last 10, 11 years, people pay predominantly, they pay principal. So they're no longer paying that much interest. So the sad fact is, when you're in a mortgage, you're prepaying the interest in the early years. The bank is taking all their money up front on you. But I reinvested that $1,100 at 6% at 30 years. Okay, at 6%, it would equal $86,964. Now, if we minus that off the $164,000 in the interest payments, it still represents a $77,000, almost $78,000 loss. It's a loss. It's a loss of dollars. It's a loss of use of those dollars. It's a loss. There's no other way to cut it. Okay, now, if you eliminated 12 years from the mortgage, let's say then year 18, you were done. Instead, and you now have 12 years to take the payments, the $1,221 per month to reinvest, and then that represents the mortgage plus the tax savings. Again, I let people continue to have the tax savings. You can't have it on one side, not the other. So you got to look at it both ways. So now we can compound interest instead of compounding that debt. Okay, so $1,221 a month reinvested at 6% at the 30-year mark, same matchup. You will have a $253,000 gain. Now that's $250,000 in your pocket, as opposed to $77,000 you never had the use of. So it's somewhat of a myth about tax savings if you're in the middle class, the 20% tax bracket. Now, I want to also show you something very, very important, especially when you're talking to people about taking on Prospio and their consideration. It's very important because you get a lot of questions, obviously, and people always want to dig deep, and they want to get in the weeds, and they want to find out, oh, you know, how does the software work? What does it do? All these kinds of things. Well, really, that's getting into areas that really are not necessary, quite frankly. But again, you have a no risk guarantee, so you're going to be able to have a money back guarantee for people, 100% guarantee. So if they don't save at least double what they paid in the end of 6 months, they get all their money back. Now they're going to have to use Prospio. They're going to have to do what it says. They're going to have to follow the directions and follow what it's asking them to do, right? Which is not using $1 more, by the way. It's just simply reallocating and redistributing. And if they do that properly at the end, if they have not saved double what they paid out, they will get all their money back. It's that simple. So that answers all the questions about, hey, what does the software do? How does it do it? Use the software for 6 months. You have a money back guarantee for 6 months. So just get involved and use it, right? So it's no risk. Now, we also have a program which we'll go into, which is going to be where your unlimited referrals come from, because there's a refer 3 and get it free program. And that is where we're going to show you how it works for you, the agent. So let's look at that. First of all, I've never been in over 35 plus years, going on, I think almost 37, 38 now, involved in all kinds of different sales industries. Spent a lot of time in financial services industry, but also, on the real estate as well, and sales training and development. But I've never seen, ever experienced, where I could make one sale and turn the one sale into unlimited referrals. Guaranteed unlimited referrals. So let's look at that. One Trivesta membership that you sell, that you get paid for, okay? And that's how it grows. That one sale, at the end of the sale, you speak to the person, say, hey, you made a great decision today. Let's say Bob. Bob, you made a great decision today. Let me ask you, if I was able to eliminate that monthly payment, would you be interested? Now, of course, Bob's going to want to get rid of his monthly payment, so he's almost being paid to give you the referrals. So, okay, Bob, in order for me to help you, you need to help me. We got to help one another. Here's what I need. I need you to give me the names, numbers, and email addresses of 10 people. 10 people the closest people Don't consider or judge, prejudge, wonder if it's for them or not. No, don't do any of that. I'm just simply going to do what I did with you, Bob. I'm going to take them through this very simple process and show them the ability for them to stop losing money into the future and for them to become financially independent. That's all I'm going to do. Now, when I get 3 of them to do what you did and make the same decision, yours will be free. Okay? So now let's follow through on that, okay? Now, and that's only step 2 in this process, by the way. So let's follow through on that. Now, Bob gave you those. You made 3 sales. Those 3 sales all give you 10 referrals, so you now have 30 referrals. Those 30 referrals are going to require 9 sales because it's 3 people who need 3 sales each. And then those 9 sales are going to create 90 referrals because that's going to now need 27 sales. Again, you have 9 people who need 3 is 27. And then 27 sales is 270 referrals, on and on and on. So hopefully you can see that we have created an unlimited referral base, and people are motivated to give you the referrals. Why? Because they want their monthly payment eliminated. By the way, that monthly payment is eliminated for the lifetime of the deal with them. So you're looking at thousands of dollars over a couple of years. You could be looking at tens of thousands of dollars over a 10-year period, right? Well, it won't be totally. It'll be closer to 8,000. But anyway, that is a good amount of money for people to give you the referrals. They're totally incentivized. So hopefully you can see how this works. I got the little circle there to give you an idea, how it would work around you and get unlimited referrals. But I also put it in a different format for you, so you can understand that this is going to build a 100% referral practice because you can create unlimited referrals. Now, I'm going to get into a cross-sell for you because that's going to be step 3 in this process. When you go back to Bob and you tell him about the 3 people you put around him and now his monthly payment is free, you're going to work the cross-sell for your life insurance because you freed up the monthly premium for yourself, for the premium to now take Bob further down the road to financial independence. Now, the reason why this is going to be so powerful and dramatic to your client retention is because, once again, studies have proven that when you have multiple lines of business or multiple solutions in a household, not transactional, one deal and then you're just totally transaction. This is a relationship. When you have multiple lines of business with that client, you have a strong retention. It's shown that 5 lines of business, 5 different types of solutions, create a 90% retention for 7 years. That's going to create a very, very strong lifetime value of a client. And once again, you can see the 10 referrals, the 3, the 30, the 90, and so on and so on. And by the way, you get paid on all those memberships, so you're creating another multiple stream of income. You're getting paid on the Prospio side, and you're getting paid 6, 7 different ways with Prospio, including volume, individual sale, including the people growing in the network. There's a way to turn Prospio by itself into a 7-figure income without any insurance sales, okay? But as you're building that network, but you're going to be building your own cross-sell tremendous opportunity. So on the insurance side, you have your life and annuities. You've got a $99 immediate creation. This was in lieu of looking at the highest level of membership that Trivesta has. But we since have really zeroed in and focused on Trivesta, on Prospio. So that is really more of a $70 a month, okay? But you're also going to know the discretionary income. So there could be a larger life sale, but minimally there's going to be a $70 to $100 a month life sale, okay? And based on any concept you want to use to sell life insurance, we will help you with all kinds of different things. However, once again, we don't mandate where or who or what you sell, okay? But you can talk about tax-free income, retirement planning. Infinite banking is something we have created directly. I have created something, a new book coming out called The Middle Class Millionaire, and we will have a program for you to write infinite banking plans on a regular basis. I'm not going to go over that with you today, but that is something that you'll have when you join our organization. Now, those are large cases, and those will all be written in the middle class. So you don't have to find the upper class or the heavy business owners to write those deals. You'll be able to do these deals in the middle class, okay? So your core planning practice is going to grow, and that's what we want to do. Now, on the other side, that you also get with us because you're a member with us, you're a financial concierge in our system at the Advocacy Network. I have the Retire List system, which is a whole sales presentation system, which will dramatically sell more insurance for you. But we also have strategic alliances for you to upsell. And we talked here about cross-sell. Remember, when you're cross-selling, it's a by-the-way sale. So with Bob, and you went back and you talked to Bob, say, okay, Bob, I got those 3 people in. By the way, your monthly payment now has been eliminated. But Bob, I did discuss with you on the way in that financial independence is a process. It's something that takes a long term. It's not something that you snap your fingers overnight. So I do have a proposal here today for you, Bob, to show you how to use life insurance and build into that ongoing financial independence. And guess what? We're going to use the dollars, Bob, that you'd already targeted for Prospio that have now been freed up. Okay? But we also have strategic alliances for franchises, gold and silver, reverse mortgages, life settlements, structured settlements, and most importantly, for those who want to work in the business markets without having to listen to some fantasies about selling all kinds of services that people don't pay for, and that suddenly people are going to use these services and you're going to reap great benefits. I won't mention who, but I'm sure you've all been approached on that. It's fluff, okay? In our world, you're going to be able to speak to businesses about something very important and near and dear to them, the business continuation and their exit strategy. They have none. So when you talk to them, not about life insurance, not about insurance, again, that's cross-selling. It's by the way. You get to talk to them about serious exit strategies, how to build up the valuation of the business, how to make it more valuable to sell it, how to use that exit strategy. And then, by the way, you need to be protected on a buy and sell agreement, or you need protection for your key employees, or you need executive bonuses to attract better employees. All these things fit in, and it's a by the way sale. Real briefly on the discretionary income, I did mention and show you that uniquely, one of the great advantages here is that you will see what the discretionary income is. So Prospio is going to identify that, and that's going to target for you a lot of the dollars for life proposals, okay? Because, again, the biggest problem with any life insurance sale is what? Where are the premium dollars to use? Okay, how do you fund the solution? It's never people not agreeing that the solution is powerful and wonderful. It's how do I pay for it? Okay, so now through the system, Prospio will allow you to plug in IULs and whole life policies and show people. Now, it's not going to be direct to the policy, but it's going to show people what's happening within that policy for them, okay? So they can see the impact of how life insurance planning is definitely helping them attain financial independence. So the steps for this realistically are you're going to make that initial sale, and then you're going to get the referrals by doing the 3 free. From there, you're going to find $70 to $100 freed up right away. But if there's discretionary income, you're going to be able to add that to the life planning. And when we show you how we are going to develop the middle-class millionaire plan, you'll become tremendously, I believe, excited about how that's going to work, because those will be large, large cases. So let's rehash now. Let's look back. Trivesta basically has Prospio. So Prospio is simply software. People are going to be able to rely on software to solve their dilemma of losing money into the future. They're simply going to have to put in some information. And by the way, there's a financial concierge system that for an extra $150, they can have it done for them. So that for those who are not comfortable, or for those who just don't have the time or really don't even want to do that much for themselves, they can have it done for them. They follow the directions monthly. It's simple, it's easy, it's very effective. And they're going to start earning money because they're saving interest, and they're going to reallocate those interest savings to earn money in the future. They are going to stop paying interest and start earning interest. Big conclusion. Now you, as an advocate, and that's what they call, Trivesta calls their professionals advocates, which I thought was really nice. It was great synergy with us, because at the Advocacy Network, we're always talking in terms of being an advocate, financial concierge, as you were. So you're going to help everyone you talk to break this cycle. You're going to create residual income for yourself. You're going to get Prospio free, ultimately yourself. You're going to have that to use however you want to use it. And you're going to be able to recruit and develop people into your network. Now, you're going to be able to choose how, when, and where you want people in your network. You can recruit other insurance agents and show them the power of this, and that's great. And also build a network of other insurance professionals. Or you can recruit the selected people, and when I show you the middle-class millionaire plan, you'll see how that's going to fit into recruiting selected people who want guaranteed financial independence. Or you can do a combination of both. But the process is very, very simple. It's a automated repetition type of process. You're going to have a website. When you give people and promote and show people the website, you want them to just link in and go, and you tell them it's a real simple little spiel, real simple. Hey, go watch the testimonials, because these are people just like you, people from the same social circles, people who you work with, people who you socialize with, people who are in the same socioeconomic conditions you are. Listen to why they got involved with Prospio and hear about what a difference it made in their life and why they found it to be so beneficial. Then there's a calculator you can use. You complete the calculator, and it'll give you a very good idea on what kind of savings are potentially there for you in your situation. Now, when you do the calculator, it's important that you put in real numbers. So don't put in, estimations. Don't put in, just what you think it is. Put in the real mortgage payment, put in the real auto payment, put in the real numbers, okay? And the software will give you back real information, and it will show you exactly what it is that's going to happen for you and how you're going to benefit. And then if you can't make a decision yet for whatever purpose, because at that point you should just enroll and get started, you got a 6-month money back free guarantee. You've got the opportunity to get it for free as well. But if you can't get started right away, there are webinars. So you can come to a webinar and you can hear about all the deep dive and all the questions that you may have if you're not ready to make this wise decision for yourself yet. Now, the game plan for us at Advocacy in helping you become a financial concierge with us is we have a unique approach. I think you can see what we're talking about here today. We're not approaching people by knocking on doors with some kind of newfangled system or some kind of new approach to life insurance or annuities. We're not putting stakes on plates for plate lickers. We're not spending money on buying leads. We are not spending any marketing dollars. We have a unique approach talking about financial victimization and how people need to attain financial independence, okay, and how financial literacy is a big part of that. That leads into debt, obviously. Stop compounding losses. That's where Prospio is the first sign, the first sale, the first step to financial independence is Prospio. You get paid, obviously, but then you're going to show people how to turn that into a freebie, okay, which is going to lead you into a life insurance sale. We also have financial literacy workshops, which you can always use for your cross-selling opportunities or whatever it is you want to do. If you like groups and you want to put people in the local library, wherever you want to put them, you put them in there for financial literacy workshops, and you're going to educate people on some of these key issues. And then it's going to be very easy for you to follow up and cross-sell or upsell. Oh, by the way, it's the easiest way in the world to sell anything. Oh, by the way, okay? Your intent is to help people all the time. We have Retire List, which I won't go into, but that's for an upsell, and that's for everything else we have, all the other opportunities we have for you to expand your client relationship. And at the end, that's really what we're talking about, a client relationship. As a financial concierge, the lifetime value of a client for you as a financial concierge is going to be closer to $25,000 to $50,000. Now, the average in our industry, because it's so transactional based, it's so one-time, see you later kind of deals, right? The lifetime value of a client is very low. It's very low because retention is not that great, and people come and they go. So the lifetime true value of a client in our industry is maybe $2,500, maybe $5,000. Okay, sometimes it's a bigger deal, one transaction, and that would be your lifetime value. Here, it's 25 to 50 grand, and it still has the relationship. So you're going to continue to grow. You're going to grow exponentially. Now, when I mentioned before, they have the webinars. So if people do the testimonials, people do the calculator, still can't make a decision, we just get them to come to a weekly webinar. Now, so far, we're still using the Trivesta webinars on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. That correlates to all the other timelines. We are still doing that, but as Trivesta maybe goes off into other conversations or goes off into other things where we're not totally on board with the messaging, we're going to start doing our own internal webinars for people, okay? So when we do, and we transfer over to that, it'll be Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. We will let you all know when and if and when that's coming, okay? But for now, we can use Trivesta themselves and help along on this. So it's very simple. You always have your own website. People are always referred by you. People are always going to come back to you. It's not, there's no concern about anybody getting in the way or anybody circumventing you. The company cannot circumvent you. You're well protected, and every sale is coming to you. Now, to give you an idea for Jim Ashley, because we discussed it, you're with Jim, it's trivesta.com/harbor, HARBOR. You can go there, you watch the testimonials, complete the calculator, do everything we're talking about. And you can register there at Jim's site. Okay, you can register. Now, I'll also help register you. Jim will help register you if you need, but you can automatically register. And let me show you what that means and what that costs. So we're totally transparent. Before I get involved in that, I want to show you this little cartoon, which I have saved over the years, which I found way back in the 80s, and I found it to be of great value for salespeople, especially because you know and I know people use a couple of really non-serious objections, which are totally meaningless historically. One is, I don't have time. That's a big one. And secondly, they always use, I got to think about it, right? So it's always, I don't have time and I got to think about it. But if you look at this cartoon, it kind of summarizes the whole thing on both levels. You see a king who's going off to war. He's getting ready. He's got his battle plans. Meanwhile, there's a salesman over there who is ready with all kinds of ammunition solutions, rockets, Gatling guns, all kinds of ammunition as well. And he could easily give the king the weapons he needs to win the war. But as usual, the king says, we've got a battle to fight. I haven't time to see some crazy salesman. So because we tend to live in a world where we think we don't have time, and we do, and you certainly need to have time for proper solutions and time when something is very, very serious and can really help. And that's what this is about. So, and I want to think about it. 6-month guarantees a wipeout. I want to think about it. Okay. And getting started as soon as possible to start saving money as soon as possible is also kind of a mandatory, let's get away from the procrastination deal. But as an advocate, and you can register again, trivesta.com/harbor. As an advocate, it's a simple $300 one-time payment. That setup includes your first month, if you notice, $299.95, but I say $300, okay? And then you're going to have a $69.95 a month ongoing payment. But here's the deal. After your first 3 memberships, which once again, we probably are going to get well within the first 30 days, or we're going to work with you and do everything possible to make sure that happens as soon as possible, then the $69.95 a month goes away. You don't have it anymore. And obviously you're collecting a nice deal of commissions and building a really nice check. Now, what you're going to be left with afterwards is a $25 monthly administrative fee. Now, that's for your website, but it's also, most importantly, for the back office. There's some things in the back office that are very important. Building your hierarchy. As I told you, there's 8 or 9 different ways to get paid. When you see how the payments lay out and how it's all done automated. You could never do it yourself. You could never follow those kind of payments. So basically, you're really paying $25 a month for the sophisticated software solution of getting you paid, okay, on your sales. So that's all that it costs for you. That's what's in it for you, okay, at the end of the day. Now, it's a very simple solution. Let me share with you a couple of things on this. First of all, many of you, and I don't know that not all, but many have bought leads or paid for leads, right? Many are in systems. If you're in one of the, the mortgage acceleration worlds, or you're selling insurance based on a mortgage concept, many of you are paying $300 a week for just leads, okay? If you have done steak dinners and seminars, then you know that you've spent maybe $4,000 a pop to get those going, okay? Or if they did it for you and you just had to pay for people showing up, you ended up paying $200 to $300 for the buying unit, okay, at the end of the day. There is no lead buying here. You're never going to see a bait and switch. You will never have us as an organization come to you and ask you to buy a lead, ever. Not 10 cents in lead purchases, okay? It's all referral based. In fact, we help you with a training program called Referral of a Lifetime, which will show you the philosophical way to certainly build a 100% referral-based business. But because of the way Trivesta is built and because of the way Prospio is a solution, you only need to make one sale to go out and create exponential, unlimited referrals. Now, those referrals are not just there to sell more Prospio. Of course, that's the way you want to lead in, because you want every process to go Prospio, get the referrals, put the 3 free, and then ultimately get up here and cross over and make a cross-sell on life insurance, okay? Now, that's going to become the exponential growth in life insurance for you. So this works. This system works. It is not pie in the sky, excuse me. It is not magic silver bullets, okay? It's not smoke and mirrors, and there are no twists and turns involved, okay? There is no bait and switch in anything we do. Now, you also have my commitment and promise, and anyone in this organization will tell you that this is the truth, and I stand by it. You have my commitment and promise that I will support you every step of the way, whatever you need. If you need me to get on telephone calls with you to help close prospects, I'm there for you. If you need me to help get referrals, in fact, in some cases, I have told agents, just give me 10 referrals. I'll make those first 3 sales for you. Okay, whatever you need me to do, I am there. I create a great deal of content. Just wrote a new book called The Middle Class Millionaire, which is that plan is going to, I think, find a new paradigm in financial planning. I do think that'll be a very unique position to be in. Okay, I help you with every other thing, lots of content, lots of social media content, videos all over. You can look me up, look up the name Carl Schilling. You'll see all kinds of videos up there. Everything we're doing to help support you. It's not about me. It's about the people we're trying to help. The more people we help, as Earl Nightingale always said, if you want more income, you just need to provide more service. So the more people we help create financial independence, the more financial independence we create for ourselves. We are truly partners with the people we serve. And that's why our motto is your best interest is our only concern. And you will be able to share with every prospect and every client the fact that your best interest is my only concern. Now, that's a much different positioning than anything else that is out there in the marketplace. Forget about fiduciary and fiduciary rules and all this. You're naturally a fiduciary because your only concern and best interest is tied to the best interest of that client. You both want to be financially independent. There is no difference. So if you both want to be financially independent, if you want to get on base with us, it's a simple $300 decision. It is a $25 a month at the end of the day, and you can turn it into hundreds of thousands of dollars in income just on Prospio. That's without more insurance sales. But I promise you, through the training, development, and everything we do, you will dramatically sell more insurance. So we truly have a model for you to create a seven-figure income, and that's what we want for you. Seven-figure incomes. Those are the kind of people we want. We want the people who are committed. We want the people who want to help other people. Okay, if you're a person that doesn't care about helping other people and you only care about ringing the cash register, we're not for you. If you're a person who thinks and believes in all the silver bullets and the magic beans that are out there and you want to spend all your dollars and you want to jump in on every new magical non-prospecting program, we're probably not for you. But if you want to learn, work, and create a seven-figure income and you want to help as many people as humanly possible, you need to be with us. We are the new paradigm in financial planning, and we will be here. So thanks again. I'm Carl Schilling. I want to thank you so much for your time and effort today. And if anybody has any questions, you can reach me at 321-947-3220, or my contact information is there. Obviously, we tie everybody back to Jim because you came because of Jim, and you will be with Jim. And I do that with everybody. Sometimes we set up your own webinar just like this. We did for Jim. I do it for other people as well until they're ready to do it on their own. Okay? So, again, thank you so much for the value of your time. It's been, I'm very appreciative of that. I look forward so much to working with you. So I'm hoping that you're that one person who really cares enough to want to help other people build your income and develop a seven-figure practice. Have a great day.